Hello beautiful people, how are we all doing? So today I want to still talk about trouser pattern. This time around we must make our trouser like professionals. Okay, just follow my channels and follow everything that we are doing on this channel, but please be aware that all these tutorials cannot come in one video because of the length, and because some of us already know it. So when you are putting it in a video, something you already know, you find out that it's useless to the person and it's waste of data. Okay, but some of us don't know this, and that is why I do my videos little by little. Now I like plotting on pattern paper. Now whatever I plot on my pattern paper, whenever I'm done on that pattern paper, just lift that pattern paper like this, place it on your material and cut and join. You don't have to do any other thing. Okay, just lift that pattern paper, put it on your material. If you are finished cutting on your pattern, you are done cutting, just lift it like this, put it on your material. This is front pattern for the front, for the front trouser. Just put it on your material fabric like this and cut it out. Know that you are cutting this one in two pieces, you are joining here. That is all. So whenever we are cutting on pattern paper, don't think it's useless. Immediately we are done cutting, lift it that way and put it on your fabric, and you are done cutting. Okay, so today we'll be talking about something that is very crucial. I want to believe that you have watched my tutorial. If you are a beginner, you have watched my tutorial on how to cut your trouser pattern. But if you are not a beginner, okay, but you already know how to cut that trouser pattern and you just need to touch it up like a professional, this video is for you. Okay, so let's go right into this tutorial. Now you see some of our clients that are hippie, and all these tutorials, all these videos that you see online, you see our celebrities with big hips wearing trousers that padded them very well. Now if you are making trouser with a stretchy material, you don't really have problem. Okay, then you don't need to use this my format, because however it is, your trouser material, your fabric is stretchy, so immediately the person wears it, it will definitely pack the person well. But if you are using a material like satin, like crepe, like all these new design materials that is out, like what is really out on your screen, that material on the screen is not stretchy at all. But look at the way he packed that lady, look at the way he grabbed that lady's hips. Okay, so if you look at it, you think that trouser pattern I cut that day was all they did. No guys, that's not what all they did. Okay, so today we'll be talking about techniques that you can use, okay, apart from imputing your dart, to make sure that your fabric cups that hip. It's called butt cup. Okay, that to make sure that it carries that your hip. And even if your hip does not have shape, to make sure that it kind of cups the hip a little, showing it a little bit of figure, so that when your client passes people on the road, they will definitely turn and look. So it's really not really difficult, but it's just a little bit of splashing and spreading somewhere. Let's go into the tutorial. Now this is our front pattern already cut, and I've already drafted our back pattern. Okay, so now I will cut out our back pattern. Okay, so always remember to mark your pattern paper. So this is the front and this is the back. Now this is your thigh line, and this is your hip line, and this is your waistline. For the two, I already marked it. So this is the thigh, waist, the hip, the thigh, the hip, and the thigh. Guys, that's all. We start our work. We are going to be working on the front hip line, and we are also going to be working on the back hip line. Then we need this grid line. Please go and watch my tutorial on how to draft a pattern trouser. Let's not waste our data, because if I say I want to start drafting trouser tutorial here, this video will be more than 1 hour. I already made a trouser pattern. Please go and help me check it out. 2 trouser patterns like that. Okay, tutorials, all of them leading to one thing, and this is another 3rd level. I'm taking it gradually so I don't get to bombard you with plenty things and then you become confused. Okay, I want to assume that here now you have already learned how to plot out your trouser pattern. For those that are not hippie, that don't have too much hip, there's no problem, you can make that. For palazzo trouser, you can make that. But today I want to talk about fitted trouser. Fitted trouser. Your trouser should be able to cup your hips. Your trouser should be able to pack your hip if the material is not stretchy. But if the material is stretchy, there's no problem. But if the material is not stretchy, you have to watch this video. Let me tell you what you can do to your crepe material, what you can do to your Duchess, what you can do to your polish material that is not stretchy, so it brings out that figure that gets people turning to check, well tailored trouser. Okay, so that is what we are going to be doing now. Now we need our grid lines. Okay, this is the grid line, and we are still going to apply our grid line here. If you did not mark grid line on your back pattern, just divide the hem into two. Whatever you got from here to here, apply it from here to here, and you get your grid line. That is the center line. Okay, now because it's that center line that we actually need to work on. Okay, because what we are creating is our butt. In fact, let me call it butt casing. Casing for helps us that do not have big hips. It helps to highlight the hips. Me, I like to highlight my figure because that is actually what brings out the beauty of whatever I'm making. Okay, so I want to call this butt casing. Okay, I want to call it butt cases. I think I'm actually the first person to use this word. It's going to be called butt casing. You are going to create a casing for the butt in that trouser you are making, so that when the person wears it, immediately the person wears it, it enters gang gang gang, no complaint. Okay, so first thing and foremost you are going to do is correct measurements. If you don't know how to take your correct measurement for your trouser, please go watch my tutorial on how to take your correct body measurement. Then when you are done getting the correct measurement, plot your pattern paper with that size properly before you get to this my level where I am now. This is an upgraded level. This is actually supposed to be a masterclass training, but I'm bringing it here because you all are my darlings. Okay, so now we are going to be working on the front pattern, and we are going to be working on the back pattern. We are going to be using the grid line, and we are going to be using the tie line and the hip line. Okay, so this is my hip line from the front. Okay, this is my hip line for the front. Okay, now for the hip line for the front, because we don't really need to work on the hip front line, where we want to create casing is the back side, because that is where the bum bum is. Okay, but whatever we are doing on that back pattern will definitely affect the front pattern, and for it to affect the front pattern, what we are going to be doing is removing some inches from the front hip line, and that goes this way, half inch. Please, this is a small tutorial, so you guys just use the method I have used now to plot your own, and then you will see what I'm saying. Now, because it's a small measurement, I can't really mark it out, okay? But just know that from the hip line like this, you're going to take half inch from here and take half inch from here, and then you join it together. Make sure it gets to this line, to the back line, okay? But when you are slitting it, do not cut it out. I will show you. You see, I did not cut it out. Just cut out that difference you put there, but do not cut it out. Okay, now we go over to the back pattern, because this is where the main work is. Now watch what I'm going to be doing. Watch what I'm going to be doing on that back pattern. Here you removed half inch here and half inch here, right? If you like, if the person is not that hippie, let it not be up to 1 inch. But if the person is really hippie, okay, you make it up to 1 inch. Now on this back pattern here, you are now going to remove more than 1 inch. You can make it 2 inches, okay, but I like making it 1.5 inch. So I measure 7.5 inches here. I measure 7.5 inches here. Guys, are you seeing what I'm doing? and then you take it to get to exactly the way you did it for the front pattern. Okay, exactly the way you did it for the front pattern, you do it the same for the back pattern. Okay, you do it like so. Okay, but you know, in front pattern we only worked on the hip line. That is front pattern. Now here we'll be working on the grid line, and we'll be taking it down up this way, taking it down this way. Now guys, watch what I'm going to do now. Here I did not slash through the grid line, but at the back pattern I slashed through the grid line. I slashed to the tie line and I slashed to the waistline. Now watch what we are going to be doing next. Now for the front line, we will cover it. Okay, we will cover that line we opened. Are you seeing it? And we are marking a totally new front line. Okay, we will cover that marking, that slit we slit, and we blend it out nicely. Okay, we will cover it. I have covered it, and I marked a totally new front pattern. This is my front pattern. I covered it. Okay, you find out that this place has, this line has reduced by ½ inch. Okay, now okay guys, we have cut out. This is our new front pattern. Our new front pattern, we set that aside. Now we take the back pattern. Now for this back pattern to spread very well, we have to slit it to the edge, but do not cut it out. Okay, now what you do, in the front pattern we cover this slit, we slit, but in the back pattern we are not going to cover it. We'll take it up, we'll spread it out, spread this one out. Okay, you spread it out, spread it as, okay, we spread it as wide as we can, just a little. Okay, then you mark it out. This now becomes our new back pattern. Now becomes our new back pattern.
Cash, madam.
Okay, good afternoon, sir. Okay, this now becomes our new so this now becomes our back pattern, right? Now because of the manipulation we did here, you now find out that the back pattern becomes longer than the front pattern. Okay, because in the back pattern we extended, but in the front pattern we reduced. All you need to do is place each other on each other, okay, and make sure that from the hem should be of the same length. If you now place the hem of the same length, you now find out that the one that is longer. Now in the one that is longer, do not really concentrate on this part, but concentrate on this part. Okay, don't concentrate on the part that has the crotch line for the two. Just concentrate on the side that has the pocket, that is going to be carrying the pocket side, and make sure that the two sides become equal. Okay, whatever you are going to do to make sure that, so you start from the tip here and you take it down to join the one that is shorter, and then you do it this way. Two of them has become equal. Okay, so this is the front and you are cutting out 2 pattern for it, and this is the back and you are cutting out 2 pattern for it. You go ahead and join your trouser the normal way you are joining it. When you are done with it, you will find out that your butt now becomes a little bit curvier than the normal trouser is supposed to be. This is a tactic that will make it to be curvier, make it to lap on your body if it's not a stretch material. Okay, with the normal trouser pattern I made, if you make that trouser, it will still be a little bit loose. Okay, but with what I am doing now, if you wear it, it will pack the hips very well. Thanks guys for watching. So let me just go into the tutorial for the day, and which is how to line an A-line gown, how to make a structured A-line gown, full lined, okay, and how to make it shapy. I love making my clothes shapy. If it's not shapy, I'm not wearing. Thanks guys for watching this video, and see you in the next video. God bless you.